Let's go.
What up, New Gaming Order? This is Alex Lexus, aka the New Jersey Juggernaut, and my Poppy Ace. This is a reference to Samurai Showdown, old school. If y'all didn't know, Galford and his dog. Shout out to Cody David Holmes. He'll get a kick out of that. But doing a shift in format, trying to bring you content whenever I can. I want to give a shout out to the Red Dragon. He did a video talking about something interesting that you know, kind of answers some questions in reference to dev support for the Xbox brand as a whole. And I got Ace pulling me right now, but I wanted to address something that, you know, it kind of makes sense now, but let's put things in perspective, New Gaming Order audience. You have developers, you know, flocking to Sony, right? And it's like in droves, and it just really came to a point where I had to do some research and figuring, okay, what is it that the fans and developers have against Microsoft? And once I came across the Red Dragon's video, and, you know, having done other research prior to seeing that video, don't want to seem like I'm stealing content or anything, but it makes perfect sense. Perfect sense. From Hideo Kojima siding with Sony to, you know, create his IP, and, you know, it just really makes sense. Let's go back in time to when the Xbox One launched, right? They had the genius idea of putting out the Kinect bundled with the system, and you had to purchase it. There was no breaking any deal or what have you. So just letting the train pass. But you pretty much were in a thing where Microsoft has some people making decisions that are really out of touch with some of the gamers. Now, don't get me wrong, I do favor Microsoft a little more than Sony, but it's only because of my personal experiences. But, you know, Phil Spencer, you know, bless the man's heart, he's actually trying to do the best he can with a circumstance that he pretty much has to play cleanup. Mr. Matrick, some of those guys, even Larry Herb, Major Nelson, those guys made some really, and I'm pretty sure Larry Herb, when confronted by Angry Joe, I don't know if somebody was pulling his chain or something, but you had to know that the launch of the Xbox One was a failure. It was like a botch mania fest, right? So you have that. Major Nelson, as a gamer himself, is actually is like a yes man to the Microsoft brand, and it just made no sense when Angry Joe, as a gamer from the gaming community, is asking you questions, and then it gets pretty hot or apprehensive. There's a problem. There's a definite problem. So it makes sense why I see why Scalebound pretty much got canceled. Ace, come on, let's go. So I'm thinking, okay, giving reference to the Red Dragon, his video pointed out something that really was a thing with Bungie. With in-house, you had creative control taken away from the developers. Microsoft, honestly, for those of you that didn't know, didn't want Halo to be called Halo. There was a whole fight with calling it Combat Evolved or some Super Soldier or something like that. But Halo, I believe, was an interesting name, to say the least. It made you think, like, what is this? You know, you see an ominous figure as in the hero, Master Chief, and that made me look into it. You know, shout out to Free Play Mode to Mizzle. If it wasn't for him, I wouldn't know Microsoft. I wouldn't know the Xbox. I wouldn't know the Halo franchise. So it was different. And considering they were fighting about the name of a game, there's something so, I think, petty and fickle at the same time. And uncovering, you know, the worms under the rocks when you deal with these folks, it's just, man. Now, mind you, considering the dates, as you know, those who followed Microsoft, you had Halo Combat Evolved, you had you know, Alan Wake 2, also cited by the Red Dragons videos. Make sure you check his channel out because he has some very insightful information. But that made sense. It made sense. Why did Remedy, that was what you can equate to like a Santa Monica Studios or an in-house developer, leaving Microsoft? You know what I mean? You want to say, hey, damn, you know, you want to make your developers happy so that they would want to make content for you. But if you're bullying them, pushing them around, and telling them, hey, you know, this, you have to have an environment that's going to foster willingness from the developers. So we're going to take a quick intermission, be right back. Alright, we back. Had to make a quick pit stop, but like I was saying, you want the developers to want to make for your console. If you're out here making it difficult for them, you know, Alan Wake 2, the format that Quantum Break had was originally meant for Alan Wake 2. But Microsoft, no, we don't want that. Now, I don't think it's Phil Spencer himself, but I think it's probably bad investors or bad CEOs or bad controlling parties that are non-gamers that are creating problems. So it's basically turning Microsoft into its own cancer. You know, so Red Dragon said it best. You want to address these problems. You know, this is probably going to be the second or third video that you see talking about this, but if there's a culture like that where Microsoft is saying, hey, we want this, we want that, and this is not what gamers want, it makes all the sense in the world why the gap is so damn wide. Sony encourages creative freedom. They're letting the developers do what they want. They're happy, so you're gonna get more games from them, and it just really is disappointing to know that you have some folks at Microsoft making decisions that are making Phil Spencer's job very difficult. You know, canceling games like True Fantasy Live, canceling Scalebound. You know, yeah, the Scorpio's gonna come out to be the most powerful console ever created, but what's gonna happen when you don't have the support behind it? The developers aren't happy. So with that being said, you know, let me know what you think. I mean, I really think this is Microsoft's Dreamcast. This is their last chance in terms with me, because I know that I've already begun the migration into moving to PC gaming, and you know, I will always have true backwards compatibility, upgrade my PC, Steam, all of that. But Microsoft needs to really change their direction in terms of how to become more magnetic and not repulsive. So, this is Alex Lexus, aka the New Jersey Juggernaut. Make sure you rate, comment, and subscribe. And for you dog lovers, if you want to see more Ace, this is just like a experiment to see a little something different. But I should air this on Twitch. So check us out on Newgamingorder.com. Make sure you check me out on Twitch, AlexLexus2000. You can check us out on New Gaming Order. I'll also have all the social media links up, because since I'm walking the little demon over here, I can't put that up. But I also want to make a shout out to those 773 subscribers that really gave us a surge in the last couple of days. So I want to announce that Newgamingorder has jumped from 2,000 some odd views. I think it was 2,439. We were stuck there. Now we're about to hit 6,000 subs. So we're doing something right. And I think the shake-up also with changing staff and making, you know, a fresh approach did contribute to this. So I want to thank all of you guys, and I'm going to pull you up on the next live podcast where I'll be able to give you shout outs directly. So love you guys. This has been the Juggernaut hitting you with the head crush and a pimp smack with my buddy Ace. I'll see you guys next time on the Newgamingorder podcast show. Peace.